Yes. And we're recording.
Hello.
Oh,
How are you, my friend?
yes.
Long time no see.
Oh, I'm well.
Good.
Yes.
Hello. This is my beautiful friend, Sarah Drewing. Say hello, Sarah Drewing.
Hello.
And
Nice to be here.
it is so nice to be here. I am Jo Self, and welcome to the maiden voyage of the Soul Sisters podcast. Videocast, podcast, whatever it is we're doing here. What is it we're doing here, Sarah?
We're casting. We are having our beautiful conversations and recording them.
Yay!
We're going to take our topics and share.
Because we've been doing this for having beautiful conversations that we think someone else needs to hear besides us for 10 or 12 years now, at least. So I don't even know how long.
Since we were in grade school. You have to be careful with the math because I'm 29 and holding.
Right. And when I was in grade school, you weren't even a blip. You weren't even a glint in your father's eye yet. But this is the Soul Sisters podcast. This is my soul sister, Sarah Drewing. And in this,
and our first guest,
our first
Mateo,
guest,
yes,
Mateo,
he has decided to join us today.
I have it on good authority that he has agreed to join us frequently.
Yeah, right. He just may. It's really up to him.
Well, I think he brings a lot to the table, so I'm happy to have him and his good energy. So.
Well, he will definitely keep them from rambling too far because he's heavy. So we won't be going an hour and a half. Worried about the time.
Well, the Soul Sister podcast is our finally manifested vision, and early, I might add, well, late if you look at it one way, but early, we committed to starting this in the new year of 2021, and here we are on December 31st, 2020, yes. Starting early. Woo-hoo.
Right. Trying to get this year over with.
Amen. I am delighted to bring this one out. I should have champagne.
Yes. Already. Yes. It is afternoon.
We should. Right. So here is my virtual champagne.
Very good.
Cheers, friend.
Cheers.
But we want to discuss all things practical, spiritual, metaphysical, because we just, over the years, we have these great talks where we talk each other down off the roof and we build each other up from the cellar, and we experience miracles that no one else would believe, but we can talk to each other about them. And we just know that there are lots of other people out there who are having these experiences and sharing these questions. And I don't know if we have anything to offer, but I want to share if it makes any difference to anyone else. So, and you're my favorite person to do this stuff with.
Beautiful.
So, thank you. What did I miss?
Some of the topics. Tell me some of the topics that you have in mind for.
Well, the reason we're sitting here right now today is because of an experience we shared together the last couple of months of this year, starting in early October. You discovered Julie Jancis and the Angels and Awakening podcast.
An Awakening podcast. Yes. And that came out of one of the dark spots of 2020, just needing to find something good to go in. When I had gotten into the rut of true crime podcasts and just icky feelings and everything that 2020 brought with it. I knew that I needed to have a change of focus. So I just asked for some path, some direction. And within 24 hours, I was led to one particular podcast. I believe it's something to do with the happiest, 10% happier. That was what it was called. 10% happier, which led me to a book, of the mindful act, with which had some parallel personal things in it that I knew was for me. I knew I was on the right path. Again, and then within 24 hours, Julie's podcast was put in my lap, and it was undeniable. It was something that I had been waiting for, and it was filling in some of the pieces that my history with Reiki was just missing for me. And so doing this course, we started it, I want to say a week or two before Mateo was born.
Right.
So
Yeah.
the timing, had it not been for COVID and had her podcast or had her class not changed to all online, it wouldn't have even been an option. So
look, there's a
it was
COVID
just
silver lining.
absolutely, there's several of those. So so that, and then that, of course, and if I ever have the opportunity, and we had talked many times about taking classes together and something that we could do finally together, because we kind of had these parallel studies, but yours was always a little different than mine. I always felt like I was playing catch up to what you had just gone through. And
right.
Yeah, in fact, you were the first one to do gluten-free, and I was like, yeah, not ever gonna happen. And then
and now I'm getting back on the wagon
right.
again.
Always.
It keeps proving
There's
itself.
always a...
So yeah, I want to jump on to the Angel Reiki, the miracle of that class, and how it is. I mean, because I believe that class has been a culmination of years of things coming all together, and
development.
and
right.
one of those things, for in terms of the way you and I are not always on the same path, but we're always on the same path, because if you, and I know you'll remember this, I had been saying to you, because you've been a Reiki master for over 10 years, is that right?
Right.
Yeah, over 10 years. And I think it was about 3 years ago that I sat in your level 1 Reiki and got the level 1 attunement and did nothing with it. And I kept thinking, I mean, I did things with it, just energetically. I mean, I use that energy all the time, but I didn't begin even a single time to do a formal Reiki practice session of any sort. And so, it was in the probably late summer, early fall. And of course, like you said, we knew Mateo was coming, and I was saying to you, in your spare time, I need to start again with Reiki. I need to start again, and I want to come, and I want to do a level 1 attunement, and then I want to go ahead and do level 2 and 3. And that was kind of sitting on the back burner.
Right.
And then
so there was interest.
And I had also been saying, I just want to do it. I don't even know that I had specifically said this one to you, although I think you always know it, that I had been yearning to do a deep dive into something together.
No, yeah, we've talked about that a lot. Yeah.
Just a deep dive. And so it was when, in the culmination of those moments for me, that you sent me this Dumb Angel podcast. And I say Dumb Angel podcast, not because, I mean, angels are, I realize now angels are always all around me. I mean, obviously they're always all around me, but I mean, even the concept of angels has literally been around me my entire life. My favorite picture on the wall that has such special meaning to me from my childhood is that guardian angel picture with the 2 little kids. And my mother, has angel knickknacks, and so I've literally been immersed in angels and completely missed them.
Right.
all this time.
They were in the wings, so to speak.
She's a comedian too, folks. And so, but this podcast, and I think I can't, you sent me a couple of episodes of the podcast, and I always do, even if I'm not initially interested, I think, okay, if Sarah sends this to me, I need it. So I listen. And I think the one that you sent me was, or the first one I listened to anyway, I don't know if it was the first one you sent me, was when she was very angry and kind of a midnight rant, and threw in a few F-bombs, and this angelic lady with this angelic voice is throwing around F-bombs and talking a little bit about her crazy, which, we know, I mean, that's foreshadowing. I have a little bit of crazy that has been part of my journey. And so I was hooked. I was like, okay. And then it was maybe,
she's my people.
Yeah, she's my people. And it was maybe 2 weeks after that you said,
we're doing it.
Okay, I want to take this class.
We're doing it.
Yeah. And I was like,
why not?
Okay, all right, I'm in. And it has been miraculous. And it has been a culmination of all the things that we have talked about and studied together. Well, ultimately it is about one thing, and that is keeping your vibration, your energy at a high level, being conscious and mindful of where you are energetically at all times and in all places, and learning how to be that tuning fork. And it seems so simple, but
and it's what we've studied together and separately the last 10 years. Every potential modality to do that, whether it's, law of attraction, meditation, we were just talking about a couple of other tangents we've gone on with people like Bentinho Massaro and authors that, there's the list goes, Louise Hay or Doreen Virtue, or books like The Four Agreements,
which is a fundamental,
right?
Right.
But all basically back to the bottom line of high vibration, raising your vibration, keeping your attraction at your being level as a human being, the being God energy part of that.
And what I love about our connection, and what I love about the idea of this podcast, is to take all of that airy-fairy, esoteric, theoretic stuff, woo-woo, whatever, all the good, and I don't think of any of those as bad terms. They're all just terms. But to take all that and to funnel it into, none of that matters if you can't use it and apply it where you are right now today. And so here we are.
And a lot of our topics are how we've applied it. Yes. What we do.
Yes.
Specific situations, whether it's with family members or coworkers, or it doesn't matter. And how we have used our research and our experience and our relationship, and how we've applied it, and how we can apply it, and how we will apply it,
and how it can literally, it's taken me 10 or 12 years to figure out how I can literally transform this moment when I'm in the middle of something that is swirling around, and of course I miss it a good deal of the time, but it's taken all these years and all this practice to begin to apply it in this moment right here. And that, I don't know if I can't speak for you on that. That to me is what I most want to share in every episode that we do here, whether we're talking about parenting, whether we're talking about being children of older adult parents, aging parents, and the challenges that come with that, which we've both experienced in different ways. Whether it's relationships, we have a couple of divorces between us, and we have one remarriage. I'll let you guess as to which one of us that is the remarried one.
Mateo.
And all the health issues, the fitness issues. That's how we first met. Do the math. What's 2020 minus 1996? 24 years? 24 years?
25, 24.
Something like that. That's
23.
You're
again
old.
When I'm 29, this math doesn't work. So
we met when you were 5 years old.
I know. It's weird. I was teaching at the Y when I was 5.
Aerobics at the Y when you were 5, because that's how we met. We were both leading aerobics at the Y, and
even that statement alone, teaching step aerobics at the YMCA, that ages you a little bit.
That ages us very much. So, but we didn't really become friends for another 10 years after that, maybe ish.
Right.
So we weren't unfriendly.
It was one of the times when our paths crossed, and so then I felt like it made kind of the reacquainting back when we met again so comfortable that things just took off. Like I think that there was that foundation that we had met before, that there was a comfort level that the first time we may have felt like we knew each other, but the second time we really did.
We really did.
So we just took off into Crazyville together.
It's been so nice to have someone else on the journey, because it would have been really lonely.
I came to a place where I had done so much on my own, reading and studying and seminars, and I was like, I really need a tribe. I really need something. And I just asked the universe for this. And this is when everything exploded for me. The local Heart, Body, and Soul here, I kind of just walked in and they were open arms. And within months, I was teaching a meditation class. They're like, whoa, I may have said that's what I wanted to do, but I didn't really mean it, and everyone I met there, and the skills and the new information about stones and crystals and the classes that I took there, and one of my mentors that I met there and have done some private things with her, but also on the personal side, when I said I need some support, all of a sudden there was family members that came out of the woodwork that I had no idea that even
you had no idea
the same
like you.
Yeah. And here we are, having known each other our lives, and they're like, oh yeah, I see this and I hear this, and I'm like, okay. And so just the intention and just the request to have like-minded people, and then the answer to it with the immediate response too. So it was validation
and that is one of the most important gifts that you have given to me over these years. Is you're the first person to say to me to help you when I would be complaining or whining about something, and you would say, well, have you asked for help? Have you asked your angels or your guides, or have you prayed about it, or have you asked? And I was like, well, well no. Okay, I could do that. And at first, I was like, because I believe all this and have for years at a certain level. But then at the level of person, I am so skeptical.
It doesn't really work for me.
Exactly. And so I would be like, this is really uncomfortable, but okay. Okay. And I do it by writing in my journal. That's how I
admire that about you. I have yet to really embrace the journaling. Yeah.
I don't do it so much anymore, but I need to. It takes things and makes them a lot more concrete. But I'd be like, okay. And I, dear God, angels, Holy Spirit, divine source, energy, whatever the heck
Ghostbusters, whatever.
Ghostbusters, Kermit the Frog, whatever the heck you are. Here's what I'm struggling with, and here's what I need help with. And of course, the help never came in the form that you think you want it. You think you want the situation to be fixed and resolved and sewed up nice and neatly. I won't say never, but ordinarily that's not how the help comes. And now it's really kind of an adventure to be curious and to see, okay, I know that, because now I know that it's when coming. I ask, the help is there. It's there. I know it's coming. I know it's coming every time. And I know it's probably already been there. Mm-hmm. And by asking for the help, all I did was take the veil off my own eyes to be able to see it. And then to scan around and go, okay, how's this going to play out? It's actually kind of fun.
So that is what my wish is to be an example, to share stories of that, to allow that to be okay for people who hear this, and for those experiences to start happening in others' lives, because it's just, oh, that's how that works. Okay, I can do that. I can ask and not be the one who decides how it happens. And that's the thing that you don't know until you know.
Right.
How to do those things, how to raise your vibration necessarily. The things that, we're slow learners potentially here. So if it took us 15, 20 years, maybe somebody else doesn't have to be on their path that long before they see those kind of things.
I think it's not necessary.
We are just scenic route people.
Oh, and the funny thing is, I think about reading things 10 years ago or 15 years ago and thinking, oh, this is going to take years. And I was like, no, I don't want it to take years. Well, here I am. It took years. And you know what? It was beautiful. It was beautiful. Sometimes some moments weren't.
Yeah.
So I didn't appreciate some of the moments, but I can now a little more all the time. So you just had, as part of our journey.
Yeah, and that's the other part about that.
What's that? Oh, hello.
Oh, I was just going to say that's just part of starting to appreciate those scenic routes as part of the journey is part of the
one of the things that I know that you wanted for so long and didn't think you had, but I knew you did, was a mediumship capability, the ability to obviously connect with angels. That's always been, we talked about that a minute ago, but that idea of connecting with loved ones on the other side. And I think, I personally think that when we want something, we want it because it's available to us, and that it is a seeding. And so my point is, though, you recently, just today, had your first paid mediumship session.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. I mean, you've been doing it for a while, but
mediumship is a strong word for me. It implies a lot of pressure. Sometimes that happens. Sometimes that comes through. It's more of just receiving messages in any sort of fashion that happens, whether it's seeing of colors and dissecting that, or mine's more of a knowing. I'm not much of a clairaudient. I don't necessarily hear things, but there's usually a knowing there's a visual aspect with colors in these sessions. There's visions as far as, items and people and different things like that to help.
I'm just thinking of my meditation
That's
with years.
And the development, just like the meditations are big. Yeah. But again, still can you imagine the flash under construction sign right there, my hard hat. And so always developing, always improving. So the Angel Reiki class and the skills that we've learned recently, I feel like 2021 and moving forward, those things will just develop even more. So, but it's exciting. This 2020 gave birth to several good things. Yeah. Mateo.
It has. We think it's been a terrible thing, but it's absolutely proven that it has so many gifts, that many of which we've already unwrapped and many of which have yet to show themselves, I think.
Right. Just even organizing our priorities and knowing what's important in our lives and having the time to do these things for a lot of people. Now, there's a lot of people who didn't have that kind of experience with this year. And I think that's where the people like us who got to take time on self-development and energy work and raising up the vibration can help balance and can help heal and help rebuild the people who didn't get that opportunity. And
that is my true hope. That is my true prayer, that we can make a difference.
Right.
So that I feel like we probably should wind down just for this first introduction, but I want to just hit on some of the things, because I think we're looking ahead to doing this at least every couple of weeks, maybe more frequently as we go. And we have a wealth of topics. Here's just my beginning little bullet list of topics, that things that we want to talk about, practical issues, our personal relationships, because those are some of the best conversations we ever have.
Right. And what did we say? We're changing names to protect the innocent.
To protect the guilty. Names will be changed to protect the guilty.
Gotcha.
And the innocent too.
Right.
And the innocent.
Changing my name.
So
if there are topics of interest or questions that are out there, then comments below. We'll also put our emails in the comments so that we can be reached easily. I have a website, forenergyconnection.com. Yours is also under construction.
Mine is under construction, coming very soon. I promise.
So lots of ways to.
So, all right, I'll put a link. We'll put a link to your
very good
website and everything.
Well, it's nice to see your face.
It is so nice to see your face.
Right.
I don't get to see it nearly often enough. So, all right, my darling.
Well, we will
sign off for now.
So,
all right.
Okay.
I love you. I'll talk to you
very
later.
Good. We will talk soon.
And I love you all too. Bye-bye.
Love you. Okay. Bye-bye.